all of this, so make sure you're on your best behavior. No, I'm just joking. If you basically, that means you don't need to take notes. Everything that I cover, you should be able to see my screen now. Do you see my screen? Can you
Oh,
see
there it is.
Yeah, awesome. Is that coming through?
Yes.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So, guys, everything that I cover, you are going to receive tomorrow in electronic format. Okay. So don't worry about taking too many notes. And yeah, we'll get started. We'll dive right in. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the itinerary with you. I'm going to go over a little bit of pre-trip travel information. I believe that you guys might have already gone over some smart packing tips and things like that. So I'll try not to double up on that. And yeah, we'll keep it moving. So if you have any questions at all, feel free to shout out and interrupt, or if you want, jot them down and save it for a Q&A at the very end. All right. And again, guys, you're going to receive all this information tomorrow, so don't worry about taking notes. Here we go. So first things first, you guys are going to be flying out of Oklahoma City International Airport, or World Airport, Will Rogers, on May 20th. Your flight time is at 10 a.m., which means that you need to be at the airport at 8 a.m. Okay? We're going to have our official tickets for us at the end of the week. So I will send those to you first thing next week with your proper record locators and your names, so that way you can double check that there are no typos, everything like that. It'll just be smooth sailing. Okay? You're flying Oklahoma City, Atlanta to Dublin. All right? Yes, you are going to Ireland if you forgot that you're going to Ireland. Once we get into Dublin, we'll spend a day there and a night, and then we will fly to London, where we'll spend the majority of our trip, and then we'll come back to Dublin, spend another day and night, and then back home to Oklahoma City. Okay, but guys, make sure you arrange for transportation to and from the airport. Okay, here are your flight times. I will send you your official electronic tickets, your e-locators with the record locator. You will have that first thing next week, okay? And I need you to double check your names for me. Now, guys, this is an overnight flight, so you're going to fly across the Atlantic over the night, and then you'll arrive the next morning in Dublin, and you will be confused because it's daylight when it feels like it should be nighttime. But we're just going to push through that day, keep you caffeinated, keep you entertained, and then that night you'll have probably one of the best night's rest you've ever had. All right? Guys, very important question. Okay, to check or not check a bag. In my opinion, I would not check your bag. Okay, the only reason you should check your bag is in the case that you have liquid medications that are above the allocated 3 ounces that you can bring on a carry-on bag. Okay, the reason why I say not to check a bag is because you put yourself at risk of your luggage being lost going to London, Ontario instead of London, England, or excuse me, you're going to Dublin. So I can't think of another place where there's a Dublin. But anyway, bags get lost all the time, okay, or they get delayed. We do not want to start your trip, late. So if you can, which I believe you can, I know you can, carry your bag on the plane with you. Okay, this is sometimes I travel for 6 weeks at a time, and I carry everything on the plane with me. Okay, you're allowed one bigger bag, backpack, or rolling bag, and you're allowed an additional bag, backpack, smaller version, larger purse or messenger bag to go under the seat in front of you. Okay, so between these two bags, I'm very, very confident, and I know that if you pack smart, you can definitely carry everything on the plane with you. And I'm going to challenge you to do that. All right. Please do not bring one of those huge 6-month suitcases with you on this 10-day trip. If you brought that with you, you definitely overpacked. Okay. The reason is as well, guys, is in Europe everything's much smaller, tighter spaces. You're going to have to get used to smaller rooms, smaller restrooms. That's just the way it is. Personal space, it's smaller there. So if you hop on the local public transportation with too much luggage and a huge bag, you will be in the way. Okay? And we do not want to be that tourist that overpacked that just has too much stuff with them. So decide what you're going to wear before you go. Bring a few other options. Bring things that are versatile. Bring things that you can wear with multiple outfits. You don't need to have a brand new pair of clothes every single day. You can wear things a couple times. Just change it up, mix it up. Don't bring too much. Plan your outfits. Look at the weather prior to going, the averages, and determine what you're going to bring. Okay? Now, guys, here, that's only a suggestion. If you do want to check a bag, then feel free to do so. We will wait for you while your bag comes around. But this is only a suggestion from past experience from travelers having to go days without their luggage. So that's one reason. Guys, here are the dimensions of your carry-on. Please double check that it's the same with Delta. As of yesterday, it was, but please double check and make sure that it still is the same. Okay, here it is right here. A little bit. Bless you. Now, guys, these are only these are only examples of bags, okay? Personally, I use the one right here on the top left. It's the Kelty 50 liter. It's amazing. I can pack for 6 weeks worth of travel in this bag. But it can also be for a 1 week trip or even shorter. So this is a bag I would try to look into getting is either a backpack, a duffel bag, or a smaller carry-on size rolling suitcase. Now, do keep in mind, guys, that in London especially, there's cobblestone everywhere. And if you have a rolling suitcase, that could be a nightmare on cobblestone. You might lose a wheel. You might have to drag your bag, and it just makes an obnoxious noise. So keep that in mind. It might drive you crazy by the end of it. Or duffel bag, sports bag, these are very good as well. But if you do need to bring a rolling bag because, just any kind of back conditions or something like that, feel free to do so. Just be aware that these are not the smoothest surfaces that we will be on. Additionally, guys, we're going to be using stairs for everything, okay? So leaving the underground, the subway, the tube, you're going to be taking the stairs. Going back down, you're using the stairs. Going up to the floors in your hostel, you'll be using the stairs, okay? There's not a lift, so you'll be taking the stairs. So definitely you want to pack light and keep that in mind with your luggage that you don't want to have a massive bag that you're pulling up with you. Now, laundry, it is possible to do laundry on the trip as well. There are places where you can get your laundry done, even at the facility where we're staying. However, if you pack smart, it's not necessary, okay? I also recommend, other than your larger bag, that you bring a smaller bag. This will be for your day pack. This will be the one that you take around town with you, with your water bottle, with your camera, with your map, with whatever you have, your Harry Potter books, whatever you might have. They're all in there in one smaller bag to take around town with you, and you can leave your bigger, larger bag with everything else back in the hostel in your locker locked up. Okay? These are only examples, guys. Here we have a sample packing list, okay? Again, this is only an example. You determine what you need and what you don't need. So because it's only an example, I'm only going to go over a few of the things. Guys, the weather can be unpredictable in the UK. So even in the summertime, it might be cooler than it was in March, okay? So you definitely want to focus on layers, things that you can take off to put on in case the weather changes quickly, okay? I definitely recommend bringing a jacket, especially a water-resistant jacket, because if you didn't see any rain while you were over there, I don't know, it's definitely not normal. You might not have been there because you probably will see a little bit of a rain while you're there, all right, for sure. Flip-flops for showering. If it's not my shower, I always wear flip-flops, so that's a good rule to go by. Durable multi-purpose shoes. Guys, you will be walking a lot. Europeans walk a lot everywhere they go. They go by foot, on transportation, off transportation. So you will be walking a lot. In the past, when we've used the pedometer to measure it, normally you're going anywhere between 6 to 10 miles per day, okay? So you need to make sure that and it's not a death march, all right? This is a leisurely stroll. But by the end of the time, do what?
The Denmark Death March.
Denmark Death March. Definitely no, we go slow. We always have multiple guides, so one's in the back, one's in the front. We'll take it at your pace. However, and if 6 to 10 miles seems like a lot, the good thing is that you don't realize it, okay? It's not like being on a treadmill or walking a track where you have to do 6 or 10 miles where it seems like so long. Here you're walking by, ruins that are back from Roman times or all the way back to, or all the way to some of the most impressive forms of modern architecture in all of Europe. So London's incredible for that. Everywhere you turn, there's a different example of architecture from Roman times all the way to modern times. So you definitely, you're walking along the streets, you're enjoying the beauty around you. You will not notice how much you've been walking. And at the end of the day, when you look at your Fitbit, you're going to say, "Oh my gosh, 20,000 steps. There we go." You're going to get 10,000 within the first couple hours. So, and you'll be enjoying yourself and you say, "Wow, I can do this." But again, guys, please bring comfortable shoes that are already broken in. Okay, don't bring brand new shoes that aren't broken in because most likely you will get blisters. Okay, a couple other things I want to highlight on the packing list is you need to make sure that you bring a quick dry shower towel. They do have towels for rent at the hostel, but some days if it's laundry day, they might be out of a towel. So I want to make sure that you're not without a towel if you need a shower. So bring a quick dry shower towel or bring a thin towel that dries quickly. The reason is if you bring a thicker towel, by the end of the week, it's going to smell like wet dog. It's going to have a lot of mildew. It retains more water. So look into a quick dry towel or a thin towel that you can easily wring out that will dry easier. Okay. A reusable water bottle. Guys, let's save the environment. Let's cut down on plastic usage and let's save your money as well. The water in London is 100% potable. It's good. The tap water is just fine and it's cold. So instead, get yourself a metal canteen or a Nalgene bottle or some kind of reusable water bottle that you can fill your water bottle up and you don't have to continue to purchase plastic water bottles throughout your trip. Save that money. All right. You need a combo lock or a padlock. Guys, this is for your personal locker in the room so you can lock up your items. If you have extra valuables, which I don't recommend that you bring, you can put those in the safe as well. Okay, there's a safe at the reception. But again, guys, if you have to make a decision on bringing an item, ask yourself, if I lose this item, is it going to put a damper on my trip? If the answer is yes, leave it at home. Okay? You don't want to bring anything unnecessary. Now, wet wipes, hand sanitizer, guys. It's just for a quick freshen up. This is all self-explanatory. Black and white copy of passport. Bring that for sure. So in the case that you do lose your passport, we can get you to the U.S. Embassy, and we can have them expedite one for you so you can hopefully make it home with the rest of your group. Okay. Also, if you are a student or you are a professor, bring your school ID. You can take care of. You can take advantage of additional discounts throughout your program. Okay. Was there a question there, guys? I'm sorry, I was in mid sentence. No question.
I don't think so.
Okay, cool. We'll continue on then. Guys, this is very important. This last point here, the US to UK adapter and converter. Okay, different voltage. We use 110 in the States. They use 210 up to 220. Okay. If you're able to plug your device into the wall there without an adapter, you probably have already broken your device. Okay, so you're going to need an adapter for sure. However, you're going to need a converter as well, unless your electronic device already has a built-in converter, which most modern electronics do. You can easily check that by looking at the charger that you use for your phone or your laptop. Look at it, and it will say on it if it can handle voltage between 110 and 240. If it says that it can handle the voltage between 110 and 240, you're good to go. You don't need a converter. Okay, you already have a built-in one. However, you will need an adapter. Okay, so this adapter right here, these cost about $1 to $2. You can buy these at Radio Shack. Of course, you can order it on Amazon, Target, Walmart, etc. All these places carry these. This is a UK travel adapter. Now, if you continue to travel, which we hope you do, you should look into possibly buying an international adapter converter. It's kind of an all-in-one. It offers all the regions of the world as well as it acts as a converter. And those range about $15 to $20, but they're great value. Okay, again, you can find those at all the stores that I mentioned just a second ago. Now, travel checklist, guys. Let's correct that. There we go. Passport. You definitely need a passport. If you do not have your passport yet, please go get it as soon as possible. It's going to take about anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks to process. Normally they say 4. Sometimes it comes back sooner. But if you don't have a passport, get it taken care of tomorrow. You need to notify your bank that you're going to be out of the country during your dates of travel. Let me put this here. Sorry, I deleted that earlier because it's from a spring break one during dates of travel. Okay, guys, this is for the reason that we don't want them to block your debit card while you're over there because they think that they're fraudulent charges. Okay, so make sure you notify your bank that you're going to be in Ireland, that you're going to be in the UK, and that they're not going to block your card. All right. Make sure you have transportation to and from the airport, the OKC airport, on your day of travel. If you do bring a debit card, which I highly suggest you do, debit card or a credit card, okay? Some places won't accept electronic forms of payment, so you need to pay in cash, which is why a debit card is good because you can withdraw local pounds, local currency directly from the ATM. And that's our first stop. Once you arrive at the airport, we take you to the ATM to get local currency, okay? But if you do bring a debit card, make sure it's connected to the account that has the money in it. Okay. Normally, a debit card international transactions will cost about $5 for using an international ATM. Okay. Credit cards normally about 3% depending on your purchase. All right. Adequate money for the trip. We recommend here $300 to $500. Now, guys, if that seems like a lot, that's because we put a lot of cushion here, okay? Because we don't want you to arrive and be stranded without money. You can do it for much cheaper than this. We have an industrial-sized kitchen where we're staying. If you want to cook your meals or do group meals together, things like that, you can really save a lot of money. Also, if during the day, if you eat like international street food, or you just get sandwiches and things like this, or you make your own sandwiches, stuff like that, you can really, really, really eat on the cheap, and you can bring your food expenses down to about 10 pounds per day. Okay, so this is just a with cushion to give you flexibility. All right, if you're not within that and you're on a much lower budget, email myself or your professor chaperone. Let us know what your budget is, and I can help you plan adequately for that. And I'll make sure our local guides know that you're on this budget as well. And we'll make sure that you're taken care of and make sure that you're fed and make sure that everything's good. Okay, we're here for you. We want to make sure that you have an absolutely excellent time. All right. So again, if that budget seems huge, don't worry. We put a lot of cushion in there so that way you don't, go stranded without money. Guys, trip materials. Go for it.
Yeah, a question on that one. I was reading on in a magazine that in terms of eating, that if you hit like Burroughs Market and others at lunchtime, a lot of times you can eat enough taste testing things to get full. It was the cheap person's way of surviving in London.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Let me say it like this. It used to Borough Market used to work very much like that, and I would always say to people that's one of the few places where you can get a free meal. However, I'm pretty sure that the vendors saw the same article that you saw, and they've started reducing the sample sizes or portions, if you will. It's so the what used to be one cheese cube for one person is now four pieces for four people, to give you an idea, right? So yes, it is still possible, but you're going to need to make the rounds a lot. Okay. Yeah, but our local team, they'll show you how to. They were once starving students, and now they're not starving students, but they're starving tour guides. So they'll show you how to eat on the cheap while you're over there for sure. Okay, go for it.
Excuse me. It may be asked later, it may be covered later, but the breakfast that we have, are they going to be like American breakfast or continental breakfast?
It's going to be a continental breakfast. So you're going to have cereals. You're going to have toast with jams. You're going to have coffee. You're going to have tea. There's going to be yogurt. There's really plenty, and there's fruit as well. There's plenty of food. Now, however, if you need some like protein in your breakfast or something like that, there's a supermarket right on the corner. You can go buy, a carton of eggs, and you guys can whip up some scrambled eggs for each other. Spend like a quarter each, right? But it's always difficult to tell what kind of dietary requirements we have. So we just stick with the continental breakfast, which for me is definitely plenty. But if you're used to a heartier breakfast, then you can definitely take advantage of the market on the corner and get yourself some nice protein in the morning. Can I continue, or do we have more questions?
Go for it.
Okay, cool, guys. So one thing I want to talk about here is okay, is I definitely want you guys to be aware that many times when you arrive in a foreign country, your phone, it'll say that roaming's turned off, and you come home and there's extremely high charges on your phone because for some loophole, I don't know, you received messages, or your data was still turned on while it was roaming, or for some reason this seems to happen frequently. So international calling plans, are they necessary? In my opinion, no. I wouldn't purchase one just because they're very expensive. Instead, what I would do is I would take advantage of the free Wi-Fi that we have access to in the hostel, and all over London. They have Wi-Fi provided on many of the tube lines. They have Wi-Fi in nearly every cafe, restaurant, etc., that you can go and visit. So, Wi-Fi is available in abundance. So I would definitely take advantage of that, and free applications like WhatsApp, FaceTime, Facebook Messenger, Skype, things like this, okay? Instead of purchasing an expensive international calling plan, I would take advantage of that. In addition to that, what I would do just to be sure that you're not going to be charged is take out your SIM card when you arrive in London. If you can take out your SIM card. If you can't take out your SIM card, then put your phone on airplane mode and only use the Wi-Fi. Okay, these are ways that you can be sure that you're not going to be roaming. Okay, because the last thing I want you to do, we want you to be able to travel affordably on a budget without any hidden surprises. We don't want you to come home and have a huge phone bill. Okay, that is enough to purchase a ticket somewhere. So definitely, we want you to avoid that. And yeah, so put it on airplane mode, remove the SIM card, or just thoroughly check that all of your roaming is off. Okay. Also, we've had travelers in the past who have used who have purchased texting plans. These are more affordable options. But again, guys, there's all these free applications that you can use. WhatsApp, you receive text directly on your cell phone number. So there's no reason to get a texting plan. Okay. Sometimes it's nice to be separated from whatever's going on at home while you're on your trip. Okay. Now, guys, your program director is John Sherman, as well with a few other guides that will be on and off throughout the trip. This is his mobile number. Please only use this in the case of an emergency, okay? We're staying at Hostel Astor Queensway. It's directly across the street from Hyde Park. It's a gorgeous facility. It's very, very beautiful. It's in a former Victorian mansion. Adele, to give you an idea of the neighborhood that we're in, Adele has an apartment in the same neighborhood. So often you can hear her singing while she's showering. So there you go, free Adele concert while you're there. Guys, I'm not sure if you are aware of the current exchange rate, but the pound and the U.S. dollar have never been so close. All right, it is an excellent time to go and travel in Europe, to travel in the UK. It's amazing. We're almost neck to neck. You can see the live. This is from last week, so this might be a little out of date, but you can see or actually, I think this one's from COVID. You can see the live one from here, www.xe.com. It's the best place to check the the as of that moment exchange rate. Okay. Now, guys, to dive into the itinerary very quickly before we move along. You're flying into Dublin. You're going to arrive in Dublin. You're going to have a walking tour in Dublin, and then you'll have your welcome dinner. And the next morning, you're going to be flying to London, England. We're going to get you checked into the hostel, and then we'll do an orientation walk around the neighborhood to make sure you know how to go to and from public transportation, where the local ATMs are, where the local markets are, restaurants, etc., within your neighborhood. Again, guys, very safe, very beautiful neighborhood. We know you'll love it. Um, our goal for you is by the third day of the trip that you feel confident and able to travel London on your own and navigate by using the public transportation system. That's our goal for you. And all of our travelers in the past have been capable of doing so. So we know you can do it too. We want you to be able to use what you learn in London to take across the globe and use that knowledge to travel in other cities smartly, economically, and safely. Okay? So for the first musical performance, you're going to be seeing Kinky Boots. That's on the evening, Tuesday evening. Guys, every day is broken up in a way where you'll do something educational, something cultural. Okay, so that morning you're going to do the Westminster walking tour. That's where you're going to see your Trafalgar Square. You're going to see your Buckingham Palace. You're going to see your St. James Park. You're going to see Covent Garden. You're going to see all of the big sites that you've seen in movies and television series, etc. You're going to see all of that on the Westminster tour. Okay, and if we're lucky, you'll see the changing of the guard as well, depending on the day. All right. If not, John will take you back and show you where you can see it. But that evening, you're going to be seeing Kinky Boots. The next day, we're going to be doing a Shakespeare's London walking tour. Okay, you'll see where Shakespeare used to work, where he used to operate, where he used to live, and find out about the history of this, absolutely amazing figure. After that, you're going to go to the British Museum, where you could easily spend a week, but we're going to spend an afternoon. And then that evening, you're going to see another performance, The Woman in Black, at the Fortune Theater. All right. I know your professor will go over theater etiquette with you prior to the trip and before, so I'm not worried. I'm sure you guys will be on good behavior. Next day, guys, we're going to be doing a matinee performance of the Phantom of the Opera, where after the show there'll be FAQ and you can ask a lot of questions to the backstage staff as well as a few of the actors to find out how they operate this impressive theater performance. And then afterwards, we're going to do a Central London walk with you, where we'll go through Piccadilly Circus. We'll go through Soho. We'll go through basically Central London. So the West End, where you'll see where all of the theater performances, or many of the musicals, take place, and it'll be a Central London walking tour. Next day, guys, is your free day. Okay, the most popular activity on free day is to go to the Bath and the Bath and Stonehenge day trip. It's only £30, and it's a full day trip. It's very, very popular. If you're not interested in that, you could always make a day trip to Oxford, or you could just hang out in London. There's no shortage of things to do in London. Okay. The next day, guys, on Saturday, we are going to be going to Stratford upon Avon, Shakespeare's hometown. We're going to do a walking tour there, focused on Shakespeare, and then after that, we're going to see a matinee performance of Julius Caesar at the Swan Theater, and that is, I believe, your fourth performance. Let's see here. 1, 2. That's your third performance right there. And then we'll return back to London. Stratford's about a 3-hour bus ride, guys, from London. So we'll get there and we'll arrive around 11. Or around 10. We'll do the walking tour, and then we'll head back. Head back to London in the evening, guys. The next day on Sunday, we're gonna do a Globe Theater tour. The remake, the original Globe, burned down, but they modeled it almost identically as the original was. So you're going to do a Globe Theater tour, and then in the afternoon, you're going to go to the Brick Lane International Market, where they have food from absolutely all over the world. It's a vintage market. It's very, very cool. It's very eclectic, and you'll get to spend a few hours there exploring and eating delicious food. And then that evening, we're going to go to a performance at the Globe Theater of Romeo and Juliet. Okay. Next day, guys, we're going to be leaving London. We're going to go to the airport. We'll fly to Dublin, very short flight, less than an hour. And then you'll have the free afternoon in Dublin to explore with our local guides or on your own, as long as you're in a pair. And then you'll have your farewell dinner, and the next morning, leaving Dublin for Oklahoma City. Okay? Guys, this is the itinerary. Remember that the theater performances, the tickets have already been purchased, but everything else, if something great pops up that the guides want to show you, they may say, hey, what do you think if we substitute this for this or rearrange this and do this on this day and this on this day? So just go with the flow, and you guys will have an amazing time. But the theater performances, they are set in stone. Okay? Guys, I want to open this up now for Q&A. Any questions you have, please come forward.
So I got a question. Is the UK and Ireland still a part of the EU?
No.
So they don't use euros anymore.
In Ireland, they do use euros. Yes, Ireland uses euros, and in the UK, they use the pound.
Okay.
So the euro 0.94 is better. Now, guys, one thing I do want to stress: it's not necessary to purchase these currencies prior to going over. Okay, use the local ATMs. It's definitely a better value for your money. All right, and don't bring over a lot of U.S. money and then want to convert it at an exchange place. You're just losing money by doing that. The rates are awful and the commission fees are high. So definitely, if you want to get the best value for your money, you withdraw it from the local ATM every time.
What about the medical form? I mean, is there a form? Is there a copy? I mean,
Medical form will be
For
the medical form that we request will be sent to you in the morning as well, along with these materials. And then you
trip
can
insurance?
fill that out online, or you can print it off, fill it out in the hand, and then send us a photocopy.
How about trip insurance?
Trip insurance.
Yes, sir.
Do you guys have a policy at that's a question for Director Miller. Do you have or Elmer, excuse me? Do you have a policy that you make mandatory for all your students to enroll in?
we do have a policy available. When I talked to you before, you said if we went through you, it would be about $80 a person. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. If you'd like for us, well, that's if you want trip cancellation. We can do it for much cheaper than that. We can do like a trip interruption one. That one's only about $1.50 a day. Let me exit out of this full screen and I'll pull up the policy for you. That's what I would suggest doing, unless you want trip cancellation. That's this policy right here. That's through Diplomat International, the global underwriters. But basically, let me show you. Can you guys still see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Good. Where are the prices here? One sec. Friends. All right, here you go. So depending on your age, if you're between age 18 and 29, it's $1.11 a day, right? If you are, and that's with coverage up to 100 grand. If you're age 70 to 79, that's about $9 a day. And then, so depending on your age, the younger you are, the more affordable it is. The older you are, the more expensive it is. Okay, but they have all different types of plans. If you do want to use one of these plans, we'll need confirmation ASAP so we can get everybody's information, and we can go ahead and order this for you guys prior to the trip. So if you want to take after the meeting, do like a show of hands or something, figure out who all wants to do it. Then I can send this over and we can have everyone fill it out, and then we can go ahead and go through with the policy.
And I was actually talking about if we had to cancel because of medical.
So
that kind of.
So you're talking about trip cancellation?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, trip cancellation is more expensive if you want trip cancellation, because they cover you up to $2,500, I believe it's $2,500 they'll cover you up for. That one's around $85, depending on your age. We can double check that as well.
Is there anything, because for instance, not to get into too deep, but let's just say there's a medical issue that came up, that forced us to cancel. It just covers it no matter what, it doesn't.
I'm gonna.
I don't.
I don't sell insurance, but what I can do is I will send you the packet and you can read their terms and conditions.
Okay.
That'll be the best. That'll be the best thing. So whatever you might be, potentially, could be a potential. You can read in there to make sure that it's covered.
Okay.
Yeah, I will include that. I'm making a note real quick to myself here. I'll include the insurance form in the in tomorrow in the email that goes out tomorrow morning. Okay. Any other questions, guys? I know there's gonna be questions brewing out there.
There will probably be questions tomorrow, Christian.
Yeah, that's totally.
After they let all this sink in.
Yeah, exactly. And that was going to be my next point was that guys, if you have any questions at all in the about anything, absolutely anything, don't hesitate to email me. Yes, go for it.
I have a question.
Yes.
We were discussing the fact that from OKC to Atlanta, we have like a 6-hour layover in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Are we able to go and do anything?
I wouldn't leave the airport. Yeah.
We noticed that there were days about 15 minutes away. That's what I was wondering about.
Well, I mean, I'm going to leave that up to your professor chaperone and up to you to make that decision. Personally, me, I like a little bit more cushion, especially if I'm going to explore like a European city or something like that. But yeah, I mean, if you have family that's that close, I don't have a problem with it, but it's not my call to make. I would talk with your team there at Murray State.
Well, you look at it, you have to look at, is your flight getting in on time? That's going to shorten down. Since you are flying international, you need to be checked in and at your gate 3 hours prior to departure. So now you've already shortened that down to just 3 hours worth of time. By the time you got out of the airport, you don't ever know how long security lines are going to be to get back in. So I concur with Christian in that you shouldn't leave the airport, just because you never know what's going to happen. And the last thing you want to do is be stuck in Atlanta while everybody else is on the plane headed to Dublin.
Yeah, but now on the way back, there you go. You got another 6-hour layover, so or another 5-hour layover. So on the way back, maybe you guys can grab a bite to eat or something. And the worst case scenario, you're just stuck in Atlanta. You didn't miss the trip.
You don't have to come back to Oklahoma.
By the time we get back.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I mean that's your call to make. I just like to go find a place, grab a bite to eat in the airport, or just hang out and kill time, catch up on work. For me personally.
How many people are in each of the hostel rooms?
4
And
females. I'm trying to think. Do we have any males on this trip?
Yes, 2 guys.
Four looks like.
Okay, good. Yeah. So, but guys, you have your own private bathroom. You have your own private shower as well per each room. It's clean daily. Guys, as we tell every group, if there's ever a condition, anything that you're unhappy with, let our staff and let the staff of the place know immediately so that way we can get it fixed for you, okay? We've been taking groups to Astor for years. We've never had any issues. But if there's something that you're not satisfied with, we're here for you as long as it's within reason. So let us know, and we'll get it taken care of for you. But it'll be fun. You guys will feel like you're back at summer camp. Summer camp in London. Again, just to well, just to let you know again, if you guys have any questions at all, I am here for you. Email me. Normally within 24 hours, you'll have a response. If it was longer than that at times, I apologize. Sometimes I'm out of the country for a week or so at a time. So, but yeah, we'll definitely make sure we answer all your questions. And I will send you all of this information that we covered first thing in the morning.
Thank you, Christian.
You're very,
Did
very
you have another?
Hey, guys, I just want to apologize one last time. I did not mean to overbook. I'm so sorry. That never happens, especially on trips, okay? And I apologize again. And so hopefully you'll forgive me, okay?
All right. You're all right.
I think we have one more question, Christian.
All right, let's do it. I'm here for you.
The balance due.
Battle.
Most of us have a balance.
Did you say battle stick?
Are you going? No. Balance due.
The balances that are due for each of the travelers.
And yes, we've had trouble with PayPal.
Oh, hey.
What are we-
Hey, let me tell you, we've all had trouble with PayPal. We have a new guys. We have a new website being launched in 2 weeks. It was my 30th birthday gift to myself, and I can't tell you. I'm counting down the days because PayPal was a nightmare. I don't know what happened there internally, but basically all of the links went dead, and then nobody could pay, and so we had to basically double up on the work and have people send us the amount that they want to pay so we could request it. I really, really apologize for that. Our new site's going to be extremely user-friendly. But yes, you will be sent your final balance this week, and then you can pay that off. Or if you need flexibility, let me know. Again, guys, as long as it's within reason, we're here for you to provide you that flexibility. And I apologize for the headache PayPal has been. I'm sorry. I wish they weren't taking 2.9%. Yeah. But yeah, guys, any other questions?
Let's see if I can think of one. I'm too tired to even have not one in the mind right now. What are we going to have a meeting really tomorrow? Like the others say.
No.
No.
He's sending everything tomorrow.
He's sending, check your email. We'll send it to you.
All right. Thank you, Christian.
All right, my friends, have a beautiful evening. Again, sorry for the delay. Thank you for allowing me to take some of your time. And yeah, guys, you're going to have an incredible time. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to contact me. Have a beautiful evening, and we'll be in touch soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Christian.
All right, guys, good night.